Hey everyone, it's 604 Comics here. It is New Comic Book Wednesday. It is March 5th. I've got my pull list ready to go. Got a little bit of a different background video setting for my video this week, so let me know down below in the comments what you think. I'm experimenting with some things, so hopefully everything looks good to you guys. So let's go and take a look at the books I picked up this week. I picked up issue number... this book didn't come out this week, but I picked it up anyways because it's got a great Amanda Conner variant cover. This is Harley Quinn issue number 2. Second printing. I had to pick it up. It's got Harley Quinn on the cover, Poison Ivy, done by Amanda Conner, and it just looks really, really nice. And I believe issue number 1 has a variant as well. My store didn't get it, but they will get it next week, so I'll be picking that one up as well. So look for it in the stores if you're a fan of any of those three people. And these are the books that did come out this week. Starting off with the one Vertigo title I picked up this week. This is Trillium, issue number 7. Nothing to say about this issue because I haven't read issue number 6. I'm waiting for that to come in the mail. I ordered that online, but once it gets here this weekend, I'll be reading that one and this one, and then I'll be all set up for the final issue, which is issue number 8, which will wrap up this very enjoyable miniseries by Jeff Lemire. Next up are my DC books. These are the ones that I did read, so I'll have a little bit of a opinion and comment about what I thought about each book. Starting off with The Movement issue number 10. This is part 2 of the Batgirl story arc. This one, I was expecting more, considering it was Gail Simone writing. I wanted a little bit more out of the Batgirl and the Movement interactions between the two. We do get a sense of the two coming together and understanding how the other works, and although not necessarily respecting entirely what they do, they see why they do what they do. So I felt that was probably the strongest point of this issue and of the writing. But other than that, some of the things that happened in this issue were a little bit confusing. We didn't really get clear explanations as to why Catharsis started to have sex with the dude that Batgirl came to Coral City to try to capture. But it was a quick 2-issue story arc, and then we have 2 more issues of this. The Movement wraps up with issue number 12, and Gail Simone promises to wrap it up with a bang, so I'm looking forward to closing it all out. Next, we have Green Arrow issue number 29. This is part 4 of the Outsiders War. The last issue, I can't remember exactly what happened. It didn't have that amazing cliffhanger that issue number 27 did. But this issue kind of moves things along. We get a little bit of backstory, back history with Komodo and Emiko and Shadow. And that kind of explains why Emiko has this hell-bent rage against the Queen family. And then the last page of this issue gets us back again with one of those crazy cliffhangers, and feels like every other issue's got one of those cliffhangers. So one issue's up, one issue's down, but I'm looking forward to reading issue 30 for sure after reading what happens at the end of this. Sorrentino's art is still amazing, as if that was ever a question. There's this great panel layout that he does in this issue. So that for sure was not a sore point. If you're reading Green Arrow, then definitely you're probably picking this one up. If you're not, I would probably say pick up this arc, Outsiders War, in trade, because I think you're probably going to read better that way. Next up for DC, we have Earth 2 issue number 21. We have Dr. Fate on the cover, but don't let that fool you. He probably only has 2 panels where he speaks, and the rest really talks about the contingency plan that Earth 2 has put in place after 5 years ago when Apocalypse attacked their Earth. And that contingency plan is building a giant-ass space ark. And all the rich and powerful people are going to hop aboard this ship and get shuttled off into some safe space in space. But Superman has other plans, and he decides that's not going to happen. And he cracks it open like a can of sardines, and people start falling out in space. So that's what happens in this issue. And what happened in the last page? Oh, they discover that, I guess we'll call it the Earth 2 team, has a Kryptonian, so that's our cliffhanger. Sorry, spoilers. But Earth 2, again, hoping for a little bit more to come out of this issue since Tom Taylor's been doing such a great job with this series, but I felt this issue fell a little bit flat. And then maybe next issue, hopefully, we pick it back up again. The last book from DC I picked up this week was Forever Evil issue number 6. This is the penultimate issue before the whole miniseries wraps up with issue number 7 next month. Like many people, I've grown a little bit tired of Forever Evil, and I'm just waiting for it to end. So I was a little bit excited to see this cover, to see Nightwing on the cover, because ever since they showed that they captured Nightwing, Dick Grayson, I don't think they've done much with that little corner of the story. But in this issue, they do bring him back to the focus, and I have to say, I really enjoyed this issue. A lot of crap happens in this issue. People actually die. So if you've been down on Forever Evil, then you might be pleasantly surprised with the things that happen in this issue. And that last page, or the last few pages where we see a new character, he's probably going to cause a little bit of trouble in issue number 7. So I was down on Forever Evil before, but after reading this issue, I am back up. And I'm hoping that last issue just rocks and makes it worth this long wait for this event. Those were my DC books, and now we have 2 Marvel books, starting off with Moon Knight, issue number 1. I haven't read much of Moon Knight. I think the only Moon Knight I've read was when he was in the Secret Avengers, before the Marvel Now relaunch. So I read a bit about him. I believe he still had the cape back then. Warren Ellis did a few issues in that series, and I believe that's when Moon Knight got rid of the cape, and that is the Moon Knight that we see in this issue. The first few pages set up the character and explain, I guess, who he is, and from there we get into the story, which, while I was reading it, felt like I was reading a CBS crime drama. That's kind of how it felt when I was reading this. The art here is by Declan Shalvey, and if you think of those movies where it's in black and white, but the main character's in color, think of that, but flip it. That's what this book is like. We've got Moon Knight, which is like a black and white character drawn in a colored world. So I felt that gave the look of this book a little distinct kind of flavor, and I enjoyed it. But for this issue, I guess I was expecting a little bit more, considering it was a number 1 issue, written by Warren Ellis, and Marvel really needs to, I guess, ramp it up with their number 1 issues if they want to get people to buy the comic and continue buying the comic, especially if it's going to be $3.99 like this book is. I know Moon Knight fans are probably going to love it. Myself, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. So I will pick up number 2 and see where that takes us. And if after number 2 I'm not loving the series, I'm going to be dropping the book. But give it a try. Always give stuff a try, even if it is Marvel. Next up from Marvel, I have She-Hulk issue number 2. I think this video is getting a little bit long, so I'll try to be a little bit quicker with these ones. The first issue, if you guys didn't read it, it was amazing. You guys need to go check it out. It's written by Charles Soule, art by Javier Pulido. Yeah, the first issue was amazing. I loved the writing by Charles Soule. The art was not the best. A lot of people have been complaining about the art, but I felt that the story more than made up for it. In this issue, I can't say the same. It's kind of a throwaway issue. We don't have too much happening here. We have She-Hulk. She set up her new law firm and she's trying to get clients, but her previous law firm has been bad-mouthing her, so it's getting a little bit hard for her to get clients. and she just wants to blow off some steam, so she calls up Hellcat, and they go and have a girls' night out. That's pretty much what the story's about. They go and have some drinks, and they go and bash some things up. So, story-wise, not as solid as the first issue, and the art is still the same. Whereas the first issue had such an amazing story, I didn't mind the art. This issue, I can't say the same. We start off with a picture of She-Hulk. When I look at that, it looks like a 6-year-old drew that. A very talented 6-year-old, but a 6-year-old nonetheless. So when you start off an issue like this, that kind of sets a tone in your head, and that's going to be the She-Hulk that you're going to be thinking of while you're reading this whole issue. So I didn't feel that was the best choice, and combined with the fact that the story wasn't that important, made for somewhat of a disappointing issue number 2. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't as great as issue number 1 was. I'm still enjoying it. I'm still definitely going to be picking this one up every month. I love the character of She-Hulk, and issue number 3 kind of looks interesting. This is the teaser that we have. The art here, these covers are by Kevin Wada, and those are just amazing covers. I really wish he did the interiors, but alas, we have Javier Pulido. But yeah, number 2 not as good as number 1, but still going to be picking up number 3. And those are the Marvel books. And next, I just have one Image book. We have Velvet issue number 4. This is written by Ed Brubaker, and the art is by Steve Epting. This is a spy type of book in the veins of James Bond and Bourne Legacy. I absolutely love this series. I love the writing by Brubaker, and I love the art by Steve Epting. It's just the perfect combination. Like here, we've got a scene where Velvet is just beating up on some spies. So I really enjoy the story, and I really enjoy the art. So I can't say enough good things about this issue. It's only on issue number 4, so if you guys are looking to check out something a little bit different, you might give this a try. The first trade should be coming up pretty soon, and since it's a Image series, there's a high chance that the first trade is going to be $10. So check it out. You've got worse things to spend $10 on these days. And finally, the last issue for this week is Afterlife with Archie. A lot of you guys are picking this one up, and there's a reason why, because this series is awesome. You would think that the whole zombie thing is overplayed, but I just love how Archie combines that zombie into the Archie world, and this is more of a grown-up book. This is not the Archie that you grew up with, and for that fact, I just really enjoy this series. This issue focuses mostly on Archie. He's trying to find his mother and his father. He goes home, he finds his mom, he also finds his dad, and his dad has become a zombie. And we have this, I guess, heart-wrenching scene where Archie takes care of that problem. So, oops. Yeah, Afterlife with Archie, if you guys aren't reading, this is definitely a series I recommend you go get if you can find it. It's been selling like hotcakes because I don't think a lot of people pre-ordered this. I think this was under the radar, and now people are just getting around to finding out how great this series is. So go check it out, Afterlife with Archie. This is a book I was looking forward to reading the most this week, and I was not disappointed. Those are all the books I picked up this week. Thanks for watching this video. Hope it wasn't too long, and let me know what you think about these new videos of mine. Whether you like my opinions and thoughts of the comics I read this week, or whether you just want me to get back to the nitty-gritty and doing just a pull list and making it short and sweet. And yeah, let me know about this whole this whole video setup, whether you like it, whether you have some comments or suggestions on how to make it better. And as always, thank you for watching. I always appreciate you taking your time to watch these videos of mine, and hope you guys got some great books. I'll be, now that I've read all my books, I have time to watch your videos, so I'll be checking out your guys' videos, and hope you guys have a good rest of the week, and I will see you next week. See you later, bye.